Now, before we get into what happened over this weekend, let's be real. You only mad because the game is good. And I'm about to tell you how good it is. Now let's get into it.
I'm so amazing. I'm so amazing.
I am so amazing. Just look how I'm blazing.
Outriders. Is it good? Yes, it is. And we about to talk about how good it is because it blew my mind. Yeah, we had some issues over the weekend that we'll get into a little later on. But the overall game, masterpiece, man. Masterpiece. So I haven't even made it to the end game yet. I'm like level 22-ish or whatever. I'm playing with the Technomancer. But when I say this game is off the chain, this game is off the chain. With all the stuff that we can do. I mean, let's not even get too far ahead, but let's just go right into the story. The story, man, way better than I expected it to be. I was thinking it's gonna be some cheap knockoff, jokey satire type of game, but it actually ends up having some funny moments, a lot of serious moments, but it's basically a band of brothers. You know, you start off as this guy, this outrider, who was sent to Enoch to protect it in the new dwelling of humans having to leave Earth. You get there, and all hell breaks loose. We fast forward 30 years later, and they wake you up, and you're like this altered. Now you receive powers from the anomaly storm that happens in the prologue, and now you got all these superpowers, and you're the guy that's destined with freeing this world from its turmoil, or trying to figure out what's starting the anomaly, so to speak. But the story is real good. So I'm not even gonna sit up here and act like I haven't been interested in the story, because I have been interested in the story. And for a story to be this compelling and it's a looter shooter, that's a big plus. Because most looter shooters don't have this type of story. Marvel, Anthem, even Destiny. I mean, Destiny had to get their stuff together in the DLCs more so than the actual story. But overall, this story is pretty good for a looter shooter game. Now, the things that impress me, were the boss fights. Like the boss fights, it's not just rush in and think that you're just gonna, go straight at the boss and just shoot until you're done and that's it. No, there's some mechanics to these, because if you think you're just gonna stand there and shoot, you will get mopped up. They will mop the floor with you. The difficulty in this game is pretty challenging as the world tiers continue to rise. But one thing I'm impressed with is you can do it all pretty much solo player. Even though it has the multiplayer elements in it, you can play this game solo and get pretty damn far in it, and it'd be okay. I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna beat the story solo, so I can get to them expeditions. I want to see what the end game is about. The loot, so to speak, very rewarding. I will say I spent a lot of time in the menus trying to perfect the builds and trying to perfect my weapon loadout, my armor loadout, what skills I want to run with, what moves I want to, what passives I want out of the skill tree. So there's a lot to be desired in this game, and if you're not careful, it can be overwhelming. I mean, it's almost like if you were playing like an Elder Scrolls game or a Fallout, you just get dropped in. You have no clue what's going on, and you got to try to figure it out. Now, the one thing about it is it's not an open world game, so there is a linear line story that you follow. But even the areas that you go to in this game are not like small. There's a lot to explore in each section of the game you go to, with the exception of a few places. I think like the quarry wasn't too big. The town right before you get to Trench Town, the little outpost, it wasn't too big either. But there's a lot to explore in this game. But the one thing that kind of impressed me more than anything is each time you reach a new section, you come across a new enemy. And that I can say, hats off. Hats off to you, People Can Fly, because y'all took time to actually look at enemy variety. Y'all took time to look at difficulty level. Y'all took time to flesh out mechanics as far as the combat. I mean, this game is really good. But we're not going to shy away from the fact that the servers, this being online all the time thing, the servers didn't do too well over the weekend. I was able to play majority of the time. I didn't really run into any connection issues, but I had a buddy who couldn't get in the game from that. And it was mainly on the PC. Like, he switched over to PS5 and played with us, and he didn't have too much trouble, but the PC was really having trouble. But according to People Can Fly, according to their Twitter, they did a hard reboot, and since then I haven't seen any problems. Now, how stable it's going to be going forward is yet to be determined, but at least right now, everything seems to be on the up and up. Now, the one thing that I think that they should do is look into giving us an offline mode. I know y'all designed this game to be online, but if you can give us an offline mode, that would get rid of a lot of the frustration that I've seen over the weekends on the internet with people getting mad, which in my opinion was blowing it way out of proportion. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but like I said, the only reason you mad is because the game was good. You was having fun, then the servers just popped off. Just boom, vanished. And you like, okay, what do I do now? I'm trying to play some Outriders. I can't play Outriders because they didn't shut the servers down. So if we had an offline mode, I think that would fare a lot better than just being online the whole time. Let us have the ability to turn off online and just play the game. And then if we want to hop on with some friends, then we hop on with some friends. We turn it back on. But I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. I haven't made it to the end game yet, so this is, like I said, this is my experience so far. But I will say there's a lot to do. You have your story missions, so to speak, as you're making it through the story. And the story to me is just basically more like an introduction to each section in the game to kind of, it follows a narrative, but it's basically to introduce you to each section of the game and each little quirk that they put in the game far that you're going to use later for farming and things of that nature for the end game portion. Even though they say the end game portion is not, it's not going to be anything that we've already played in the story, but you're going to have some people that want to go back and do that. So I'm glad to see them put so much into the game, because like for me, I got to about level 20, world tier 9, and I decided I was gonna go back and do all the monster hunts and do all the bounties up to the point that I'm at. Now, I've heard people say, oh, you should wait, but that's only if you're one of those people that want legendaries now. If you're one of those people that can't wait to the end game and you want legendaries now to run through the game with, I can see you holding off until you get a little bit higher to where legendaries are a little bit more common drops. But for me, I can get legendaries in the end game. That's where we're going to basically be spending most of our time anyway, and trying to, get those builds perfect. Technomancer, I did not expect what I expected. So I remember I was playing Technomancer, I was playing Trickster. Then I saw that Fire Witch build. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll post a link up top. I think it's this one. Post a link to the last video I did up top so you can go back and check that out. But I started playing with the Pyromancer, and Pyromancer is really good. All the classes are really good, but the one that shocked me more than anything was in the demo. I tried playing the Devastator, and I heard a lot of people saying, oh, I love the Devastator, and I didn't really like the Devastator like that. Then I played multiplayer with my boy, and he was running Trickster and I was running Devastator, and I can say the Devastator is fun. The Devastator is fun. That Superman punch where he go up in the air, you pick out the target, and it boom, hit that ground, splash everything in front of you, and then like later on he gets some more useful moves that keep you in the fight, like right in everybody's face, Devastator is fun. He is a high action, high powered class. But that Technomancer, the Technomancer ended up being cooler than I expected. He's more like a conjurer. I mean, he's picking up weapons, but he's got this move where he pulls either a minigun or a rocket launcher out of thin air and just go to work. I love that move. I love that move. I love the ice bomb move where it pretty much, if you're getting swarmed, you drop that bomb, everything in front of you just stops. And if you build it right, which way I kind of got mine built, I'm killing at least 4 of y'all before the ice even lets up. So I'm liking the Technomancer a lot more than I expected. But I am definitely going to be playing probably Technomancer and Devastator more. Trickster, I haven't really started messing with in the full game. I messed with a lot in the demo. And then Pyromancer, I did a little leveling with the Pyromancer because I wanted to see some of the other moves that Pyromancer had. But overall, Technomancer and Devastator. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But I mean, man, the game is fun. I'm getting to the end game. I'm almost there. I think I got like 4 more sections to cover, and then I'll be in end game. Story will be over with, and I'll be in end game. But I am enjoying this game so far. Now, once hopefully they got this situation fixed with the servers, and we can all just start to enjoy this game the way we want to. But if not, I'll be keeping my ear close, keep my eyes close, see the direction that it's headed. But everything feels great in this game. So if you're wondering about picking it up, go get it. It's worth it. 100%. It's worth it. Go get it. And as always, keep it cool. I'm out.